guys, Master Bart here. Wow, what a beautiful day. We got a snowstorm coming. I hope you guys are all set and ready. And if you're in a part of the world that doesn't have snow, you're missing something special. Now today, I'd like to talk to you about something that's really special to me. It's one of my favorite things. I love talking about it, and it is my son. My son. I spend a lot of time talking about your children. I spend a lot of time trying to help you with some ideas how to make your children progress in a way you'd like to. Every now and then I think it's time for a little self-reflection and get an idea of, how my life has progressed and some of the things that I've done to become a parent and to develop my parental skills. So, yeah, so we're talking about my son, and when he was little, when he was growing up, I really couldn't understand who this boy was because I was always a type A kid. I was like running here, running there, how to get things done, how to compete, how to be the best. And, my son was never ever like that. My son was always laid back, relaxed, would rather sit down than get up and do anything. He had allergies, just a totally different person than myself growing up. And so I didn't really understand, where he came from and, why I was blessed with someone like this, right? And it turns out, we had a very close relationship. We did a lot of things together. Actually, we did everything together for many, many years. He was always right next to me. I was always right next to him. We learned how to do everything together, build computers, martial arts, musical arts, whatever it was, we kind of did it together, and it was kind of interesting, When we got into my own personal time, I like to do woodworking, I like to do gardening, I like to build things and be creative. And, I would take him outside and he'd be like, I got allergies, I can't, Or if I was inside and I was building something or fixing something, just really never had the interest. He would rather just sit next to me and play or read, which was fine, And so many, many years it went this way, and sometimes I was frustrated because I wanted to teach him. Sometimes I was frustrated because I wanted him to have the same metabolism, the same speed, the same drive as I had. So it was kind of frustrating. And, as you get older and you grow together, you kind of learn, just step back. They'll get it when they get it, And he was in high school and he wanted to buy this new chair for his room, and so I let him buy it, and I was like, wow, you can put it together. So about 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, there's a knock on the front door, and it's like one of his girlfriends comes over, and she built the chair for him. I was like, why didn't you build the chair? I don't know how to build a chair, So, so I kind of just gave up on it, and I took care of things from that point on, I didn't really ask him much, but even in junior high and beginning of high school, he was always right next to me, So time passes again, and then he goes off to college, and he eventually gets his own place to live. And one day we're talking, and he's like, I had to replace the guts in the toilet bowl because the toilet bowl kept running and running and running. I was like, you replace the guts in your toilet bowl? If you don't know what that is, that's like all the internal parts inside the toilet bowl, right? I said, well, how did you do that? Would you watch YouTube videos or, get a book or something? He says, Dad, he said, I spent so many years right next to you. It doesn't mean I didn't learn what you were doing. And I was like, what do you mean you learned what I was doing? He's like, yeah. He's like, I picked up on everything. I know how to do all that stuff. It's just I never really took an interest in it when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I have to do those things, and I'm able to do those things. So all those things like the laundry, the cooking, the cleaning, the yard work, the home repairs, he had it all. He had it all together, and he was able to do all of it. And it was pretty interesting because I always thought, he needed to be involved physically manipulating something, or he needed to really participate in it to learn the task, but he didn't. And he was able to do all of that, you know, and at the end he's like, look, I even have a toolbox, you know, which is pretty cool because, you know, I would get him all kinds of tools growing up, but never had an interest in it. So I wanted to give you some tips today. These tips come from, obviously, you know, my time with my son and raising him. But number one is, even though your children aren't watching you, even though your children aren't, like, you know, participating in the things you're doing every day, like manipulating things or doing yard work or learning how to rake or whatever it is, they're recording everything you do, and they're recording what you do, how you do it, your frustration when you're doing certain activities, and whether or not you realize it, they're learning from you, like, all the time. So just make sure that when they're with you or they're in the house watching you from inside, that they're recording the right stuff, you know? Don't be raking the lawn and then throw your rake across the lawn. That's bad recording for them, right? Always have some patience. Always understand that, you know, you're their mentor. They're learning from you. And then they'll pick it up, you know? Second thing is, you know, every child is unique. Every person is unique. Everybody comes with their own special set of skills. And so, like, we see this in the martial arts school all the time. The parents are like, but this kid does this, and this kid does that, but my kid can't do any of that. But your kid aren't those kids, you know, and your kid has his own talents. And so when you're raising your children, when you're growing them, understand that they're unique, and they might not be good at the things you're good at. They might not be good at things that you can see at all, but they are good at things, and they have special skills. And so you want to encourage what they focus on. You want to support what they feel is important, because it's a skill that they'll develop and really hone over the years and become really proficient at it. So number two thing, you know, just encourage and support their special skills, because I think in the end, those skills are what's going to help them make a living. And the third thing, you know, don't be frustrated. When the time is right, your child is going to step into their own awesomeness. Everything that you imagined and more is going to come true for them in their own time. And so, you know, you might be waiting, you know, 15, 16, 17, 18 years, and then all of a sudden, it's going to just click, and they're going to be everything you imagined and then some. You know, you just got to make sure that you encourage them, you love them, and then they're going to flourish when the time is right for them. It might not be the time that's right for you, but it'll be the time that's right for them. Enjoy raising your kids. You only get to do it once, unless you have multiple children then, of course, right? But what you put into them is what you're going to get out of them. So really stand by them, encourage them, let them be unique in their own ways, and understand you're their biggest mentor and teacher, and they need to see you doing the things the right way so they grow up and do things the right way. That's it for me today. Guys, I'll see you next time. Have a great afternoon.